Good evening, everyone, or should I say good afternoon to all the WA Blackheart Bart owners as we get to the final piece of the trainer puzzle for the Racing League. It is certainly exciting times. We've had the three teams from the eastern states, their trainers named with the greatest trainers in the country, all nominating, being selected as well. And now it's the turn for the WA Blackhearts. It's been a very, very busy period for WA Racing. We understand that. And the participants have been extremely busy over the summer carnival. And then, of course, the Magic Million sales last week, adding to that, plus the big bumper racing that just keeps on coming in the West. But it is exciting for WA Blackheart owners to find out who will be training for them in the inaugural season of the Racing League. I am Terry Kennedy, the General Manager of Commercial for the Racing League. Nice to have your company. We're going to be joined in a few moments' time by the ambassador and also the team manager for the Racing League in Brittany Taylor, who will do the honours of announcing the lucky 6 trainers in the West. And also joining us is Steve Brown, the CEO of the Racing League. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, TK.
It is exciting times. It seems a while ago now. It wasn't that long ago, only a matter of weeks, where the eastern states had their trainers announced. That was up on the Gold Coast. And then tonight, it's the night of the West, but it's been a busy period.
Yeah, it has been busy, and it is an exciting time because we now have a racing league with 24 trainers from across the country, 24 of the best trainers in the country. We've had some great support with the trainers who have joined the racing league, and it makes us smile because it does validate what we're doing here with the league, trying to form what is the world's first racing league.
Been a busy period for our WA Blackhearts ambassador and also the team manager. She's wearing so many hats at the moment. She'd have fascinators galore, I imagine, for the Racing League. Hi, Brittany.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not too sure if fascinators, are they still in or what?
Yeah, I think millinery is the correct term.
It has been busy, hasn't it?
It's been so busy. I think with our carnival being that little bit later, our summer carnival, the Masters series, and then it never ends, so often that the everyday person in the street says, oh, when does racing season end? We say it is all year round. It never, ever really ends. And as soon as the carnival's done, the focus then shifts to the yearling sales. And we've just had the Perth Magic Millions. So the trainers have been so busy with their inspections and their purchasing and now a busy time for our trainers. So it's exciting that we get to find out tonight who the 6 trainers are for the WA Blackhearts.
And see, that's one of the great things about the Racing League. When you think about it, your footy season, it certainly has a season for 6 months of the year. Your cricket seasons for 6 months of the year, whether you follow the Perth Scorchers, who are the West Coast Eagles during the winter, or obviously the Fremantle Dockers. But the racing season, as Brittany explained, for the WA Blackhearts, with their 6 horses, 4 yearlings and 2 tried horses, it'll be all year round.
Yeah, when you think about it, 6 horses, if they run on average, say 8 or 9 times a year, you're going to have on average a horse running once a week.
Wow.
And potentially, if you look at what the owners of the Blackhearts, what their Saturdays may look like, they'll be watching the East Coast races and seeing the teams they're competing against and those horses running for those teams, and then roll into the program, the West Australian program, and it'll make for a really entertaining Saturday, where you've got not only your own horses running that you own, but also you'll probably be death riding the East Coast horses as they're competing. So, for $200, I guess people are going to get a lot of fun. And as you say, TK, 52 weeks a year of fun. We're really excited. There's been a lot of work going into it. We've had a few setbacks here and there. We couldn't get over to the Perth sale due to COVID. Obviously, we were probably a little bit behind the Blackhearts than where we thought we'd be, and that's our fault because we didn't factor in the WA Carnival interrupting getting the trainer pitches like we were able to get on the East Coast. And we've also decided to appoint a West Australian agency to really try and beef up the marketing of the Blackhearts. That's a learning that we've had along the way. So, this is new. We're breaking new ground, and it was never going to go like clockwork. And we're going to keep improving and making the racing league what it can potentially be. Something that's really exciting nationwide.
I don't want to get into politics, Brittany, but we have been trying to get over there to see you and all the WA Blackheart owners, but you've got a premier there who keeps dropping the curtain on us, but that's for another day, okay? We won't get into that. We called for all trainers in WA to participate in the trainer pitch. We got some terrific trainer pitches, some were quite bizarre as well. We saw the beautiful properties that were showcased as well throughout the trainer pitches. But Brittany, as the team ambassador and also the team manager, we've had everyone vote for the WA Blackhearts, the ownership group. There were hundreds and hundreds of people who voted. So I'll let you take it away and name number one. We'll do it in alphabetical order just to make sure there's no bias.
That's it. There's no particular order. I feel like I should have a little envelope to open up, but I have just opened up the email myself because I wanted to be just as surprised as everybody else when receiving the information on who would be training the horses. So in no particular order, and in fact, a particular order, it is alphabetical order, but it isn't in voting order. The first trainer for the WA Blackhearts is Hayden Valentine. So really exciting to have Hayden on board. We've obviously seen what footy players can do post their career, and that's what Hayden's done. A former Freo Docker, he's decided to take training up and follow in his dad's footsteps. So certainly a lot of youth and vibrancy, I think, from his perspective.
Looking forward to that. And we know there was a bit of a love-hate relationship during his AFL career over there, particularly. I don't think he was so popular with the Eagles supporters, clearly. He was a frustrating little small forward, Hayden Valentine. We'll get the opinion of a couple of trainers as well, whether he's going to be just as frustrating for them as the WA Blackhearts go forward. That's number one. Who's number two?
Number two is Adam Durant, and I think he needs no introduction. We all know Adam's deeds over many, many years, winning many training premierships, and I think we were able to see in his pitch the showcase of his beautiful property and training from his Carnut base, which is, we've got a real diversity, I think, in the pitches in terms of people who train on course at Ascot, but also those that train from their own property, which is going to be really important, I think, for the owners to be able to see, how different horses can be prepared in different ways.
No doubt about that. That's the great thing about the West as well. Okay, Hayden Valentine, Adam Durant, who's currently leading the premiership over there for WA. Who's number three?
Number three comes out of Ascot, and it is Todd Harvey. So Todd Harvey is number three, very much a family sort of business there. I think we saw that in his pitch. So really excited to have one of the horses heading to Todd Harvey at Ascot.
All right. Harvey joins Durant and Valentine. Number four.
Number four, again, in Ascot, on the same street, probably the most popular pitch in terms of views and much talked about, and that is none other than Simon Miller, because that unicorn hat got everybody talking and having a laugh. Certainly a trainer that isn't afraid to take the mickey out of himself.
We do look, and it was extremely popular. There's no doubt about that. Simon is, it won't be dull anyway, having Simon Miller as part of the WA Blackhearts. There's four down. There's two to go, Britt.
Just two spots remaining. The next WA Blackhearts horse will be heading to Dan and Ben Pearce. The Pearce brothers will be able to, they actually use the same track as Adam. They're pretty much neighbours on the backside of the property. So the two Blackhearts horses will be able to keep very close company with each other, and they'll be in very, very good hands with the Pearce brothers.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time at the beach, but that's not relaxing and sunbaking. That's working their horses and letting them recuperate. But we'll get more on that in a few moments' time. That's five. That means there's only one name still to come out of the hat, courtesy of the voting system from the WA Blackheart owners, Brittany. And who is it?
The final one is Jim Taylor, and I'm excited about that because that means I get to actually jump aboard one of our Black Hearts horses, which is really nice to be able to get a fully hands-on experience.
We're expecting there, Brittany, a little bit of insider views of what's going on within the stable, and I'm sure you'll be able to share with all the Black Hearts owners a pretty close perspective of what it's like to train their horse.
Absolutely. And not just that, but every horse has their own little personality as well. So I look forward to being able to share that. And I think extra carrots and molasses for us.
Well, we're lucky enough to have a couple of the training groups, the training stables, join us on the announcement of the WA Black Hearts. I've got to say, I'm a little bit disappointed that the unicorn hat has been replaced by just a Simon Miller cap, but he does join us. Hi, Simon. Congrats, mate.
Thanks, TK. Well, if you had got me 5 minutes early, you would have got me my bathers. I just got out of the pool.
Well, fingers crossed that did not happen. Thank you for that. And I'd also like to say congratulations to Ben and Dan Pearce. Go, Ben and Dan.
G'day, guys. Hey, Terry.
Yeah. Firstly, congratulations. Great to have you on board. And it's a terrific concept. It's more a reality now than ever. And we look forward to getting your team plenty of horses over there for the WA Black Hearts. So just to stress again, there's 6 horses in each team. There's 4 yearlings and 2 tried horses. And I think Ben and Dan, I'll go to you first because I know Ben's sort of more known for the recuperation and working with the older horses and the rejuvenation of a horse. And Dan, I know you like the younger horses. So how are you guys going to get? What sort of horse would you like in your stable?
Oh, well, I think we've had a bit of a record between both of us with both types of horses. So, we have had those older horses come along and been training in the bush and near the beach. That helps that. But we've had a good record as well with getting yearlings through and education and getting them to the races.
So, Dan, I guess the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's it. And that we take a lot of pride in getting a baby through, picking a baby and getting it through to the races. And yeah, look, that's something I really enjoy. But look, winning any sort of race is what we strive for, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Simon, I don't want to put you in a box either, mate. But you like the young horses, you love the juveniles and the sprinters in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a yearling all day long.
And the sales have just gone for 2 days there, Thursday, Friday. What was it like?
It was good. It was strong. I suppose it was strong because none of us have got time to travel with the rules that our Premier puts on. So we had a lot more money to spend here.
Brett, I might throw it open to you because you know these stables oh so well.
Well, Simon, your pockets will be a little bit lighter this week because you bought the sale topper, $325,000. What do you look for when you're looking for a yearling?
Just try and hope they're fast bred. If obviously you can't see what's under the bonnet, but if you stick to your parameters and what you usually do or what works for you, you can put the percentages in your favour. So hopefully with that one I have. And
Dan and Ben, you obviously had Dig Deep, the Caracata winner. At what stage in those early times of his preparation, what stage did you guys go, hang on, I think we've got a 2-year-old?
I think it was probably about a month out. He was the horse that really, I think if you had asked us in January whether he was going to win the Caracata, we would have laughed. But we sort of just take each horse as they come, and he just put himself there at the right time, and everything went smoothly. He went from winning the maiden to 6 weeks later winning the Caracata Plate.
And Simon, I've got to go back to for some of our WA Black Heart owners who might not know your career.
It's extraordinary.
Well, I want to know what sort of a bank
for a lot of
teller
these
you
owners
actually were at the very, very beginning.
Sorry, what was that, TK?
I just wanted to for some of our WA Black Heart owners who don't know your career that well, I want to know what sort of a bank teller you were in the very, very beginning.
Yeah, nepotism got me into the bank. I went surfing for 6 months and ran out of money. So mum was head of HR there. So I snuck in the back door, but I had to start at the bottom and work my way up.
So you got banking, you got bookmaking, you've got the training business. You spent some time in the eastern states learning the craft. Then you went to Melbourne, and then you went back to Perth.
Yeah, it's been a good ride, and I've met a lot of good friends along the way. More so here because I'm from Melbourne originally. So Melbourne up to Sydney, then back to Perth.
And Ben and Dan, I might get you to give people a bit of a snapshot as well, because you always had horses in your blood, in your family, but it was more the elite equestrian or the eventing horse that you were both pretty heavily involved with.
Yeah, so we've both come from an equestrian background, but Dad's always been involved in racing and racehorse ownership. So he started training himself, and with us being riding and having an equestrian background, we were riding a lot of the track work, and then that's just gradually over time transitioned across to from playing around with a few horses to having a full stable of 50 horses in work.
Wow. So Ben's still riding, but you don't ride much?
No, well, unfortunately, I like eating and drinking a bit too much, and a bit more than I like going to the gym. So my each time I go on holiday, I go up by 5 kilos, I think. So yeah, it needs to be they need to be pretty big ones for me to get on board now.
I think Dan's feet would just about touch the ground if he was on a horse. It'd need to be a big horse, I think.
Maybe me and Simon could have a race.
Yes.
No, I've raised the bat.
Simon, did you ever ride?
Yeah, but not now. Look, I'm 112 kilos.
Nothing wrong with that.
I came over to Perth at 92.
Wow. Yeah.
No, it's been good fun.
What's this
And
place
of course,
done to you?
Just to let everyone know too about the racing league in the first year of the premiership, because it takes the babies, the juveniles, a little bit of time to get up and running. The premiership actually will go from roughly May 1 right till Everest Caulfield Cup Day, which I think is the second week in October, the year 2022. And of course, the point system, it's not about how big the salary cap is or how much you spend on the horses, because the point system is done on grading. Metro wins, provincial wins, country wins, or group wins, hopefully. So it means all the states can be competitive, Simon. I guess you can look at it and think it's without being, it could be easier to win a metro race in Perth than it is to win a metro race in Sydney.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing in our favour, and we're fully aware of that, and we'll use that to our advantage when we're taking on the eastern status.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good point, TK. If you look at the Magic Million sale just gone there in Perth, the median price was 40,000, and the horses that we'll be buying for the Black Hearts will be multiples of that median price. So you'd think, while price doesn't guarantee anything, you'd think that the Black Hearts are going to come in with a bit of a competitive advantage here.
Which would be absolutely fantastic. And it's all about sticking it to the people in the eastern states too, Simon. That wouldn't worry you too much.
No, I get a bit of a buzz out of it. So both, actually, I've got all 3 states covered, so it'll be intriguing. No way, I won't miss them.
Good.
And Ben and Dan, I guess we've seen that. We know that about sport in WA, through the AFL, but just always down through the years that the WA produce great sports people, and the state really gets behind their sporting teams. And the WA Black Hearts just happens to be the latest of them.
Always shown to be competitive, and through all the sporting codes, and also the racing with all the WA horses and trainers and jockeys that have headed over east, and they've held their own over there, as shown on the weekend in the Group 1.
Yeah, exactly. No doubt about that. And they just keep on coming. Steve, I guess we should let WA Blackheart owners know the phases now, where we're up to yearlings and obviously tried horses.
Yeah, it's we've had to just shift our strategy a little bit, given we weren't able to get over there. So the next phase that we're going to try and deploy for all teams actually is the tried horses, and getting those 2 tried horses into each side. That'll get teams up and running. We're asking teams to design their silks now, which will be necessary, because these tried horses, whilst we're spending a lot of time on it, and we absolutely want to buy the best horses we possibly can for the teams. If we do secure those horses, it could happen quite quickly in terms of these horses hitting the track. So, yeah, we're asking for designs from team owners to come in for all the sides, and we are hunting hard for the tried horses. We've also got sort of simultaneously the yearling sales going on. So we'll be acquiring those 4 Blackheart yearlings at those upcoming yearling sales. So before we know it, there will be the horses will be in the teams, the colours will be there, and they'll be out there racing, earning points. So it's getting pretty real now, and it's great that we've got the trainer situation allocated.
It's exciting times, there's no doubt about that. We know it's been such a busy period for trainers over there in the West. Simon, thanks again for the trainer pitch. Congrats on training for the WA Blackhearts. We look forward to a long and fruitful association. And the same to Ben and Dan. I know it's been busy as well after the Magic Millions sales over there. We do thank you. I'll get Steve and Brittany just to stay on the line. We'll go through a couple of questions for Blackheart owners. So thanks, Simon. Thanks, Ben and Dan.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, TK. I'm going back to the pool.
Please turn the camera off, for God's sake. Good on you, mate. Great characters, and that's what we sort of expect, Brittany, from the great people from the West as well.
Exactly right, and knowing a few of Simon's owners, I know that sometimes there's a fair bit. He's an audio recording sort of man, I think, and there can often be a little bit of humour in his update. So it's nice to have a laugh.
Yeah, we do look forward to it. A couple of quick questions, Steve, if we can, from some of the owners. Can city and non-metro start horses race in each other's zones? So we've got horses both in the metro, and we've also got them in the provincial.
Yeah, absolutely, they can. So they will race where their ability determines that they can race. So, and that's going to be up to the trainers and working closely with Brittany, the Blackhearts manager, as to those programs. If they're good enough, they could race anywhere. So if they're good enough, they can go across the East Coast. If they're good enough, they can go to Ascot. Who knows? As in the UK. So there's no restrictions on where any of these horses can race. That's up to their ability, up to their trainers, and up to their manager.
We look forward to it. When will Blackheart start buying horses for the team? So I think we've probably answered that, but right now that process is underway, looking for the tried horses.
Yeah, that's right. It's a really important phase, because as I guess everyone could understand, we're really keen for those first horses to do well. So we want to get it right. It's a pretty competitive market, the tried horse market, with the Asian money around for a decent tried horse. But we've been involved in this industry a long time now, and we've got some good expertise and good connections there. So we're working really hard to find a horse that's going to be able to race for the Blackhearts and the other states for years to come, and race at hopefully a good level.
Yep, a quick one here for Brittany. Looking at the trainers, Brittany, are there any you think would be great with yearlings? Any that would be great with a tried horse? It's a tough one.
Yeah, I think the one that stands out for me, and this is just my opinion, how he would actually have it, I don't know. But I think Adam Durant would be great with a trial. We've seen him, have a lot of really older horses in his stable that his facility allows them to be able to rejuvenate, and it's big, spacious areas for older horses who have been in a system for a long time. That there's other options for them just to, in the mind, just refresh and get the best out. In my mind, perhaps for tried horses, and loves the babies. He focuses on 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and that's his bread and butter. So I think from that perspective, I think that's the way I'd lean that way. But we'll ask the trainers along the way and just get their thoughts especially once we've acquired the horses, I like 3-2-1 on their preferences, because you want the trainer to love the horse that they're going to train as well. So, and know that, you know, that particular horse, you know, if we buy a real sprinter, then you want that with a sprinting trainer. And if we buy a horse that is more of a staying type, and, you know, a trainer puts their hand up and says, I love the stayers, well, we're going to place them where they're best suited. But with that being said, all these trainers are so great and they're very versatile.
Clint's just texted in, how are we going with acquired numbers, Steve?
Yeah, so we've got that rule where we're not disclosing numbers at this stage, because we want to protect all teams, and we want to continue to build a war chest. So the idea is to keep sharing with your friends, keep talking about the racing league, encourage your friends on. For every friend that you get on, you get $40 off, so it's 2 months for free, and there is no limit to that. So you know, if you refer 10 mates to this, you're getting 20 months of no fees. So there's that incentive, but there's probably a bigger incentive, which is building the Black Hearts war chest. So we'd encourage you West Australians to get as many of your friends involved, build that war chest up. The bigger the war chest, the more expensive the horse that the Black Hearts will be buying.
Yeah, and phase 2 of the marketing campaign from a local agency now over there based in Perth is set to hit the go button right now. So it's an exciting period with Christmas out of the way, with the carnival out of the way, to build into the start of what's going to be the inaugural season as well. Did you guys buy at the local Magic Million sales last week? I think we've sort of covered that, Steve. We weren't able to get over there.
Yeah, it's something that we take really seriously. Like there's probably a month of work that goes into each sale. So not only were we unable to get over there for the actual sale, we weren't able to get over there and pre-inspect and do the work that we do. The team have had a fair bit of success through the My Runners organisation in buying these horses, and that's just through a lot of work, and we weren't able to do that work.
I might get Brittany's opinion on this one. This is one without notice. Sorry about this, Britt. Now, this is just a suggestion, which come in from a WA Black Heart owner. What about merging with South Australia, a WA South Australian team? Would it be a good idea to combine the two states, because our lowish populations in both the states? What do you think? Now, I don't know how WA people and SA people sort of get on, Brittany. I think it's all about state against state, in my opinion.
We are a little bit parochial with state against state, although I must say, personally, I'm always about the underdog, and I feel like South Australia often get basketed in the same sort of category as WA, where we get left out of things, or you know, that things come later to us and all of that. So I sympathise with South Australia. It is very much, you know, state versus state, but I always find in the footy and sport, you're always happy to cheer on South Australia over a Victorian team.
Yeah, of course. I get that. Don't worry. I understand that. But, Steve, I think the long-term plan, if we can share it, is that SA can have their very own team.
Yeah, that is certainly part of the growth of the racing league from here on. And West Australia absolutely has to have its own team. Like there will be no sharing. West Australia have got a magnificent racing ecosystem there, and they're a competitive bunch, which plays right into what the racing league is about, a parochial league in a high quality competition. There'll be no merger. There'll be the Black Hearts are a go.
Okay, just recapping again that side. Hayden Valentine was the first out as far as the trainers for the WA Black Hearts. Adam Durant, Todd Harvey, Simon Miller, Ben and Dan Pearce, and Jim Taylor. So it's a good-looking side, Brittany.
It is. I'm really excited with the trainers that are assembled. I think that it's going to give our horses the very best chance of success, and now I just can't wait to get these horses.
Yeah, we thank you for your involvement. We thank all the WA Black Heart owners for joining us. We thank all the trainers and prestigious trainers in Valentine, Durant, Harvey, Miller, Pearce and Taylor, joining the Racing League as well to represent WA as I now go and try and get that image of Simon Miller in his budgie smugglers out of my head. And that might take some doing.
It's a very hot day in Perth in his defence. All the Black Hearts will know it's been a real swelter today. So he's allowed to be in the pool, but gee, let's not talk anything about budgie smugglers.
No, let's hope that winter comes quickly over there in WA.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. We'll be keeping everyone informed.
Thanks, TK. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks to Steve Brown there and Brittany Taylor, who doubles up, wears plenty of hats over there for the WA Black Hearts as a team ambassador and also the team manager. Thanks again, your 6 trainers, your